Hello YouTube, I am Bowtied Media, and today I have a quick review of Matroda's Jack the House EP. Matroda is a Croatian-born and raised deep house kind of producer slash DJ, and this is his fourth EP that he has come out with. After a couple of successful projects with the Red Tapes, both A and B being small little EPs, and then that eventually culminated into a deluxe album, Matroda is hopefully trying to replicate some of the success that he found with the Red Tapes. But let's jump right into the music. This EP is 5 songs long and 15 minutes in length. Pretty average, especially for Matroda, which uses pretty much 5 songs for EPs exclusively. And so let's get into the first track. Pictures, the first track off the EP, is easily my favorite from the entire project. I think in terms of the way Deep House can be defined in certain areas, this is the smoothest of all the Deep House tracks. It ebbs and flows in a really consistent and well manner. There's not too weird juxtapositions between either high hits or the deep hits of the bass in Deep House, which it's known for being deep. And there's not that, it's very smooth across the entire way. I get a lot of major, actually synthwave and retro vibes from this song. I don't know why. I think it's the long, deep synth hits that kind of extend out through the end of the drops. And I really enjoyed the song. I think it's one of Matroda's actually best that he's put out. Part of Matroda's kind of classic sound design is a flat-ish sound for a laser. So everyone knows the classic laser beam sounds or laser gun sounds, and it kind of takes it and he makes it flat and uses it pretty consistently throughout the song. And Jack the House uses this quite a bit. Being the title track for the EP, I would have expected quite a lot from this song, and this one I think underperformed more than anything else on the project. I really didn't enjoy it a ton, and it just felt like it was pure filler. It's the shortest song on the project, and there was just nothing really inspiring or happening with the song. The movement is a pretty surface level deep house track to me. Again, it sounds a lot like the previous song just did, and there's not a ton happening really creatively and or taking fun liberties with the sound. This song shows the most meat on anything else in this project in the early parts of the drop, but once that sound and that kind of rumbling is gone, it's very lackluster. The rest of it feels just empty, and it feels like there needs to be more filled into the gaps of the song. This song was absolutely built for a club mix and or club DJ set, and I totally get that, and for that sense, I guess it serves its purpose. But for me, someone who actually really loves Deep House, and I would say it's my personal favorite genre, this just isn't a fun listen to regularly. Next up, and fourth on the EP, is Dancing, and I really did not like the vocals in this track. I felt that they were really obtrusive, and they were mixed poorly, and they were quite a lot louder than the actual track, the instrumentals of the track. And I mean, the instrumental is okay in its own right, but it's kind of the bland, boring, mundane, I think, Matroda that I've seen before in the past, and we've seen on the last 2 songs of this record already. So mixed in with the vocals that I just don't really like, that feel too loud and off-putting for me, this song is, I think, easily the worst on the project. That being said, I think the final drop of this track is actually quite good, and it's one of the more standout parts of the entire 15-minute run. It just didn't help recover from the first 2 minutes of the song. Deep Inside 2020 is a classic take on the original Deep Inside from 1993 by Hard Drive. This vocal sample of the deep inside, deep, deep down inside, this is most popularized from Kanye West's Fade on the Life of Pablo album. That song that became pretty popular and had a pretty strange music video attached to it. But this song, I guess, is Matroda's modern take on it, where just, 27 years later, what the song would have sounded like in a more modern time, which is why it's Deep Inside 2020. But this track, just like the last 3, falls pretty flat for me, and I didn't find it super fun or engaging, and just pretty boring, mundane Deep House. I was first introduced to Matroda back in 2018 when he released a 5-song EP on Monster Cat, Shut It Down, like I had talked a little bit about earlier. And I love that EP quite a bit. I felt like all the songs were hard-hitting and unique and just a breath of fresh Deep House air, where they all felt like they were not your classic copy-paste Deep House stuff, and they had some real flair and fun to them. But this EP feels like your run-of-the-mill Deep House project. EP that's just used for club mixes, and it's really not trying to be anything more than, I guess, filler tracks in a set. Everything aside from Pictures was just meh. It was either meh or less than meh. And I expected more from Matroda with this. I've really liked a lot of his tracks before. They haven't been absolute standouts for me, but they've been pretty good, and this just let me down. And while I was really disappointed by this album, I do really enjoy the sounds of deep house, and I love the style and genre of music. And that's why this album ultimately will score a 5. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Bowtied Media. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked, and subscribe if you haven't. If you guys have any other suggestions for EPs or albums to review, leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys in another video.